Hi guys, welcome to another Bedroom Guru. Sorry I've had a bit of a delay in posting my next video. There's quite a few comments on Facebook saying, when are you putting your next video on? We're waiting. Sorry about that. I've had a bit of a head cold, which I've still got a bit of now, and I've been spending the last week doing a lot of self-healing and a lot of self-reflection, and I've come up with some really interesting things. I think part of my soul is that I'm a truth seeker and a justice seeker. I'm like a dog with a bone. You know, I most probably had those traits when I was detective in the police. And I also did it, I suppose, as a medium when I connect with spirit people. You know, I don't just want to say, oh yeah, his granddad's here. I want to know what his name is, where he lived, his inside leg measurement. No, but I always want to analyse everything, and I think this is a really good thing for you to do. Again, it's just gonna edge on what I've been through recently. Again, this isn't a video about oh woe is me, look what happened to me. It's sharing my experiences, and hopefully I can help other people find a way forward. That's the whole point of these videos. That's why I do them. And I've come across, as I say, quite a few interesting things during my process of grieving from what happened. On a personal side, I've made sure that my insides are as healthy as outside. I started juicing celery. It kept coming up on my live feed. I then had two friends say, have you tried this? And I thought, do you know what, I'll try bloody anything. Juicing, you have to like celery. If you don't, you're going to have to pinch your nose. You just literally chuck the whole stalk in with all the leaves and everything into a juicer, and you drink it on an empty stomach every morning. The recommendation is about 16 ounces, but you're going to be having a whole fridge full of celery juice. So I didn't bother with that. I just basically have a whole, you know, stalk load, clump load, whatever you want to call it, chuck that in, and I have a glass every morning. It does clear you out, right? I'm just a bit too much information here. It does clear you out. I found though that my skin feels a lot more better, bearing in mind I've got a bit of a cold. You can see I'm tired, so I had quite a long day yesterday, but I don't know, I just feel there's an energy boost there. So anybody with like chronic fatigue or any chronic illnesses, or even if you just want to start improving your digestive system, it's also got anti-inflammatory properties as well, it's claimed to have. And so I think, well, you know, if it's something that's claimed to be good, and thousands of people are doing it, and loads of celebrities are doing that, I thought I'd give it a go. So I have. So give it a go yourself. I've been mindful of having other vegetable juices as well. I'm still not eating properly, so I'm having very small meals, little and often, which is nice. I've gone down 2 dress sizes. Everything's a bonus. And I might have had to buy those a new underwear. Knickers are too baggy. And yeah, so I think it's supposed to help you lose weight as well. So I'm eating little and often, keeping hydrated, as I said before. I've also, my beautiful friend Annie, as I said, has been sending me sacred oils. She's currently getting trained in being qualified to actually be a consultant for this. This is violet leaf. And I think I said about this before. There's also a book, Sacred Oils, which I'm sure I showed you before as well, but I don't care because you might not watch that video. Sacred Oils, and this is a guide to all of the different properties that each of the oils have. There's 20 oils, and I've found them another tool to aid me in getting back to feeling normal. So have a look at that. Her name is Felicity Warner, or just ask me for any more information, because as I say, my friend will be doing this shortly. And basically you just drop the oils on your heart chakra. There's also videos that are for each oil, the power of the oil, and then you just have the video relevant to whatever oil you require. It's a lovely little thing to do. And weirdly enough, with the violet leaf, sorry, my dog's just jumped up on the bed. This is so professional, isn't it? So professional. With the violet oil, when I put it on, for some reason now it gives me a sense of peace and a sense of comfort. So I think it's psychologically also something that you're doing something towards helping yourself grieve, if that makes sense. And I've got all the next ones that I need. Raven, Sarah, Rose and Yarrow. And so all I do is literally put them on. I either meditate myself. I've even been listening to my own meditation CD. It's a bit weird listening to my own voice, so I can connect with my guides. My one that's Meeting Your Spirit Guide. I also find ones on YouTube, and obviously do the sacred oil meditation for whatever oil I'm using. So that's another lovely little tool to do. I've spent hours sitting on the beach by power of Mother Nature, sending my thoughts out, trying to get rid of memories, trying to get rid of everything in my heart that makes it twist to do with that relationship. So the dogs are loving it because they're literally on the beach 24/7. They can run around, and even if I'm tired, I just hobble on down there. It's only literally a minute away, and then I can just sit on the rocks, listen to the sea, and embrace nature for power. And that's what I do. My friends, as I said before, have been absolutely beyond amazing. I've had so many lovely things sent to me. One of the most important ones, which I couldn't believe, was my friend Sue that sent me a video from Caroline, I think her name's Shawson, and she's like a divorce, relationship, breakup coach, and she's also an empath. And she said, I don't know why, but I needed to send you this. My God, it is absolutely made me feel 90% better, because one of the things that happens when you are in a relationship and you're totally in it and you're totally in love, and then it suddenly is broken through whatever it is. Mine was obviously from deceit, from being cheated on. Basically you start to centre it back on yourself. Why did this happen? Was I not good enough? And because I've gone through so much healing in the last 7 years, I knew it wasn't that, because I've found this wholeness within me, which obviously is all put in my book, which should be out soon, guys. Should be out soon. It will be. Next few months, I know that it's going to be out, and you'll get so much strength from it. And I've had such wonderful reviews on it from the people I've sent it out to, so I'm really, really, really pleased about that. And so I knew it wasn't me. I wasn't going to allow myself to go back to that, what have I done wrong, what's me? However, I watched this video and it absolutely blew everything into proportion. It's basically called The Empath and the Narcissist. And an empath is me, basically, and you will understand this if you're watching this. An empath is someone that's very sensitive to atmospheres, to people. They know how people feel. They feel the energy around them. They can feel the energy in a house when they walk into it. We want to save the world. We want to help everybody. We want to be the strength for people that are in their weakest state. We want to give them everything we possibly can to make them happy. It's not our job, but we feel we need to do it. We need to do it, perhaps it's through money, love, attention, treats, anything at all that we can do to try and help bring happiness to that person, we will do. And we will strive and strive and strive and keep going. Hence why I know now that a lot of medium friends I know, lots of light workers that I know, either stay in toxic relationships or they stay in negative environments because they think that they can bring the potential of that person through to who they should be. It's not our job, and this is what I realised. It's exactly what I was doing. And then this lady started talking about, Caroline started talking about the traits of a narcissist, and I thought, oh my God, that's him. It was such an epiphany. It was just shocking. It was like she had sat him in front of her and was just writing down his attributes. Now listen to these attributes, darlings, because I thought a narcissist was someone that was just up their own arse, basically, and someone that was very selfish. Oh my God, it goes so much deeper than that. Sorry, I'm still a bit snotty. So a narcissist initially is someone that will always create a persona. This persona will be someone that's really charming, really friendly, really loving, really confident. And they will use that persona, that fake persona, to get into your life. They generally love empaths because they know that we will be able to feed everything that they need. They feed off of people because they can't create it themselves. So they will generally target very kindly people. And you will basically fall for the charisma, this inner self-confidence. The self-confidence they exude, they don't believe it themselves, but they've got this grandiose attitude that they are better than everybody else, and that, you know, they're a legend in their own lunch break. They also will make themselves sound amazing. They'll talk about and exaggerate, you know, accomplishments and talents, mainly from the past. They will talk about their past as if they're a total hero and everybody loves them and they're just amazing. And they do it in a way that's so subtle. With him, he was a covert narcissist. There's two different sorts. There's the overt and there's a covert. The overt, you know, there's real nastiness that comes out, but a covert is very subtly done, and I'll explain that a bit further. So basically they come into your lives and you think, my God, this man is amazing. They tend to everything. You know, if you know, they'll perhaps glue a little something. I remember him, I had this seagull thermometer thing, and he took it away and he repaired it and glued it and then hid it until I found it, and I thought, oh, how sweet. But they're all tiny little things that they'll do to make you feel like they actually care, when they actually really don't. Now, the first red flag for me was, which I chose to ignore, was the fact that he could never talk about his feelings. Now, they can't have any empathy, narcissists. They don't feel, they can't explain or give any reason for their feelings. They can't do it. They can use words to say how they feel sometimes. It depends what sort of person they are. But most of them cannot express their feelings because they don't feel anything. They're totally empty. They're empty people that need other people to feed their energy and who they are. And so that was a bit of a worry for me, because I'm very much a heart on my sleeve person. I'd say, if I like, he never even told me he liked me in 6 months. It's really weird. But he put that down to his inability to say about his feelings because of his childhood. This is the next thing that they will use, is they will show you that they've become a victim of life. They will get your empathy juices flowing like nothing else on earth. So, you know, they'll give you these hard times of, oh, when I was a child, you know, my dad was horrible, my mum was horrible, and they never said that I was a good enough person, and so now I don't feel I'm good enough and I haven't got confidence. And they will lure you in by using these heartstring stories from their past. And so as an empath, you'll start then thinking, bless them, I can help them with this, you know, I want to show him that he really is worthy. He really is someone that, you know, needs to get over his horrible mum and dad. It's all he ever moaned about. And the laugh of it is he's staying with his dad and spends most of his time running around for his mum, the two people he apparently hates the most, you know, go figure that. So basically, they will lure you in also with stories of the past and how badly they were treated, and you know how mixed up and how lonely they are. Or no, not lonely. They'll say how lonely are they in their feelings because they've never had anybody tell them or, you know, show them much love, which is an absolute load of old pants, which I found out. See, the thing is, what happens is when you start connecting with their exes, like I've done, they're like, oh my God, he said the same to me. They will also measure their intimacy and their attention to you. And again, this is something that started coming up more and more with me. And I remember writing in my soul journal thinking, if this doesn't stop, I'm gonna have to seriously think about if I want to be in this relationship. I forgot all this during my everything was rose tinted, you know, when you're grieving. And I found it in my soul journal thinking, oh my God, I was picking up on this all along. They choose to give you their time. It's all a part of the control. They feel they don't have any control, so they have to exude control over a person that is reliant on receiving their love. So his way would be that if I was sitting next to him, or we're perhaps going to sleep or something, he wouldn't acknowledge my presence. He would be solely, the most important thing was reading his iPad. And I'd be like, oh, do you want to chat, or do you want, no, I'm doing this first. This is my activity. And it was very much like the iPad was more important than me. Also, sometimes, just say if my hair blew in his face, he would tut, or if I accidentally perhaps trod on his toe when I was getting up, it'd be, ow, 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 like I'd broken his toe. They're all subtle ways of making you feel like you're not good enough, or for God's sake, you've done something wrong again. You know, he must have really struggled because I really didn't do anything wrong at all. So they try and find ways to pick at you, to make you feel like, oh, for God's sake, you're not doing good enough. And it's very, very subliminal, very. It's almost a whisper of criticism. It's a whisper of bullying. But eventually, I start being mindful. Oh, make sure my hair doesn't go in his face, and oh, where is his feet? Make sure I don't step on him. And then even if I went, oh, will you? He'd go, ow! And I'd be like, I hardly touched him. You know, it's all ways to make them think that you're not good enough for them. They will also have addictions, most of them. Again, you know, some of these ticky boxes you'll recognise, some you won't. He certainly did have an addiction. Also, they will engage in fantasies of things that aren't real. For instance, the perfect soulmate, the perfect life, the perfect house, the perfect beautiful person. They engage in fantasies that they can't have, but they still do. And this then leads to them perhaps messaging people so that they can get attention back. So they will perhaps, and I found this, there was loads of messages to women from his past, you know, flirting and suggesting they meet up for intimacy. Some of these women were married, some weren't, but it was all about the play. It was all about, I'm getting attention, they fancy me, they love me, they like me. That's what it was all about. And then obviously they can have affairs, they can have secret behaviour. Now this is something that I also noticed, was that at home he would be like this loving, I'm here for life, you know. It kind of gave this implication that that was it. You know, I was going to marry this bloke. That's how I was seeing it. But then when they're out, they act like a bachelor, you know. And I found a message to someone where he said, this is my new toy, which is a boat we'd got together. And I was sitting on the boat. And she said, what, the woman or the boat? And he said, no, just the boat. The woman's just the boat owner. Been with him 5 months at that point. So they basically act as if they're on their own, completely different persona from in the public than they do when they're at home.